Hello, my name is Grin, and this is my beard. So, what crumb am I pulling out of my beard today? It's going to be about influencers. Uh, there has been a string of bad behaving influencers in Asia, specifically in Japan, because that's where I'm at in Japan. And they're causing a lot of problems for pretty much anyone. Now, what they're doing is they're just taking advantage of. And I gotta say that I've taken advantage of this too, but not in the same way. Gaijin Smash. I used to have a podcast called Gaijin Smash. The idea of Gaijin Smash is in Japan, the Japanese people will kind of let things pass because you're a foreigner. Meaning, like, for instance, and this is probably the nicest version of Gaijin Smash. But you go into a store or something like that, and you're recording, and they don't really want you to record, but you just do it, and they kind of just let you do it because he's a foreigner, and they don't want to cause a problem, or they don't want to it's going to be difficult talking to them. Maybe they don't speak Japanese, that kind of thing. So they just kind of let it pass and just ignore it, or in Japanese they would say gamansuru. But that's changing now because there have been some people who have been gaijin smashing a little bit too hard, I should say, and becoming popular about it. Popular in a shock value kind of way. There's that, what's his name, Johnny Somali or something like that. He was probably, I think it was Johnny Somali, but he was probably the most well known, besides like Jake Paul. Was it Jake Paul or his brother? I can't remember. Who came to Japan and filmed the suicide forest. Someone who had died in the suicide forest or something like that. You don't film stuff like that. But anyways, at any rate, he would, this, I guess, as Johnny Somali, would go around just harassing people basically, and flouting that he is untouchable, kind of, in a way where no matter what he does, he doesn't have any repercussions. Now he's done this in many different countries, specifically in Asia, and right now he's in Korea in jail, waiting trial for his very bad antics, including making fun of the comfort women in Korea. The comfort women thing is like these back when okay, back when Japan was an empire trying to expand its borders in World War II, they had basically forced these Chinese and Korean girls into being hookers, whores, whatever. I don't want to say these words, but yeah, saying that, forcing them into this kind of sexual slavery, in order to, beef up their soldiers' morale. So the comfort part was comforting the soldiers. Terrible stuff, terrible. And they have statues of these girls and these people who were in that predicament, commemorating that event so that it doesn't get lost or forgotten in time, so that they can remember that this happened and it's never had any kind of reparations. So I feel for that. I understand that in a way, but you don't mess with those statues, and he was doing that. But that was in Korea. In Japan, we've got these people just kind of doing stupid things just for the shock value of internet clout or something like that. Now, when I first started doing YouTube videos, what, like more than a decade ago, uh, I was I met this guy on the train. He was like a Vietnamese, or not Vietnamese, but he's from a certain Asian country that has had a lot of war torn um, aspects for it. And he was it's I don't want to explain too much about him, but he used to tell me, "Oh yeah, I used to work for what was it? Not in Living Color, but this TV show like Saturday Night Live or something like that." And one of the things was, if you're gonna make videos, just do it, and kind of like hyping me up to do videos that are maybe a little bit in the gaijin smash field of shurui genre, like going into places, just talking to people, and just like doing it. And my big hang up with that was, I don't want to bother people too much. So if I went into a store, I would talk to the manager and ask, is it okay if I film here, and make concessions, like, I promise not to film any certain things that you don't want to film, or I promise not to have a negative aspect to my video or whatnot. Or when I would go out and talk to people on the road, I would, before I start filming, I would just walk up to them and say, I want to do a video about Nantoka, and is it okay if I ask you a few questions, and if you don't like it, I'll delete the video. And that was the kind of thing. It was like, no, just do it. Just ask them the questions. Just walk up to people and talk to them. Just do it. And I didn't really feel that was a very good way of doing it. So I didn't make as many videos as he was always telling me that I should make, which is fine. I'm okay with that now. Now looking back, I realized that that wasn't a good idea, and I'm glad I didn't do it. I did one video where I walked around asking about the Super Bowl from like 10 years ago. People in Japan asking them, like, do you watch the Super Bowl? Do you know what American football is? And getting their responses and stuff. That was pretty interesting, but it wasn't really a big hit. Now that's the problem. Why is it a problem? Because the videos where you're being polite and whatnot don't seem to be getting any traction. Like my videos, I was trying to be as polite as possible, and those videos, they didn't get any traction. The one video that I did have that was like a viral hit, I gaijin smashed my way at a McDonald's and recorded buying a super Big Mac or something like that. And I don't know why, but that video, all I did was go to this place, and it was like, you order it, and you're supposed to get it within 60 seconds or it's free type of thing. And I just like started recording, walked up and like ordered my stuff, and I didn't even ask the person behind the counter if they didn't mind being on the video. Now, my video was very respectful, I think, and even though it got a lot of views, however, it wasn't as respectful as it should have been, which is, I should have asked them, do you mind me making this video, and do you mind me doing all this stuff ahead of time? And that kind of thing is now a bigger problem. It's been happening so much, these kinds of sudden videos, or people going down the streets recording people for no reason at all, just for making a shock value video and posting it for internet clout, that they've some companies, some stores and whatnot, have put signs up saying we're closed in English, and in Japanese it says, if you can read this sign, please come in. We're open. So the whole point is to stop these gaijin smashers from coming in and just smashing. Now, it is becoming a problem, because I realize that now, that video that I made, that one viral video about the McDonald's, probably wouldn't have been able to be made now. Like if I went to a McDonald's recording, I'd probably get some really bad looks and they'd probably tell me to leave. So it's now it's something that you really can't do. And so those aspects of Japanese culture that you normally don't see are going to be more and more hidden or re- repressed in Japan. And the only ones that are going to get through are the ones that truly smash and just disregard everybody's desires or feelings about anything. Just make your video and just go in there and do the thing. Go harass people on the train. And it's just not something that you do here in Japan. It's not something that, it's very unorthodox and it's very frowned upon. But you still have this Japanese aspect of shoganai, shikataganai, which is like, it can't be helped. She's a foreigner, so what are we supposed to do? How do we... And so now you've got police being a bit more forceful. And I've had some trouble with police before. Not that I did anything bad, just them taking advantage of me. So I don't like giving the police any other reason to push people around. I don't like that. If you ever need help in Japan, going to a koban, police box is great. They will help you out. Is everything you need, anything you need. You need to know where to buy sukiyaki, they'll tell you. You need to know what the best ramen shop is in town, they'll probably tell you. You want to know where anything is in the area, they'll give you directions, which train to take or whatever. They're great. But when you're talking to police that aren't in the koban, yeah, you probably wanna reduce that as much as possible. Don't talk to them. Don't give them any reason to try and take advantage of you. However, now I realize I can't really make videos like that anymore. I can't go to a hard off. Hard off is a recycle shop, and like record video of the store or whatnot without being told or asked to stop or asked to leave. Not that I'm planning on doing it. It's just that option, that opportunity is now not on the table. It's not available because of people like these influencers who are doing their gaijin smash videos. And they're not calling it gaijin smash, but this is old. Gaijin smashing has been around for decades, so it's not anything new. It's just they don't call it that anymore. What do they call it? I don't even know. What do you call a guy, breakdancing on the train and recording people's reactions without asking them if it's okay to record? I don't want to be on the train and have some dude, recording me. No, I don't want that. I would rather not. So, yeah, I certainly don't want my daughter to have to go through that. Yeah. So it's becoming a thing where you do it, you're gonna get smashed back. You're gonna get the J smash, which is where the police will come grab you and tell you can't be doing that anymore. No more. You can, and now I think they're gonna start doing laws because of everything that's happening, because of all the companies that are trying to find ways to excuse me, stop this from happening. That some of the politicians and whatnot are getting involved and putting out or trying to draft laws that prevent people from recording or doing anything in public spaces, which is used to be that was fine. It's a public space. You don't have any you don't have any reasonable expectation of privacy. But in some cases, yes, but it seems like, especially now that these guys are trying to, or these foreign clout chasers are trying to take advantage of it, that they're going to start cutting or pushing back. Now, the first pushback, I think the biggest pushback that I remember was for Halloween. I don't know, maybe before coronavirus, but specifically during coronavirus, when people would dress up in their costumes and whatnot and ride the train down to Shinjuku or whatever, and be really rowdy in the streets and and cause all kinds of chaos. I think it was pretty harmless, but there were a lot of outcries for that to end, and so the areas that was happening in have put out or created laws to prevent that, especially during Halloween. And so it's like, you go overboard. Don't go overboard. Don't go overboard. So that guy, that Asian guy that I was telling you about, who worked for uh, uh, Saturday Night Live, he was just like, if you're gonna do it big, do it, just smash it, just go through. And I'm telling you right now, don't do that. Don't be respectful. Be respectful. And if here's the problem with that, because obviously, if you don't have a good grasp on Japanese language and communication, then it's not going to really be possible for you to go into a store and say, "Can I speak to the manager?" and then ask the manager if you can record there or whatnot. Which nowadays the answer is going to be automatically no. You got to kind of know somebody in order to be able to record in there. Like, I have a friend who owns a couple convenience stores, and I've wanted to do like this is a convenience store type of video and what you can expect. And I know if I asked him, he would probably be okay with it because he knows me. But I don't want to do that because all this stuff that's happening. It's my video, even if it's respectful, will probably be looked at poorly in Japan. And since I am a permanent member of this community now, I don't want to do anything that offends anybody, because I want to promote my area and where I live and whatnot, but I don't want to put anybody in a position of shame because saving face is pretty important in Japan. I don't want to be that foreigner in the town that everybody goes, "Oh yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I don't hope he doesn't come into my shop or whatever." So yeah, all I gotta say is, if you're gonna do a video in Japan and you're gonna, do something embarrassing or put people on camera that maybe don't want to be on camera, don't do it. Just don't. Think of something else. Do something else. Do something better. And don't bother people on the train. If you're on the train, the whole point of the what was manners of riding a train in Japan is keep to yourself, keep quiet, and just ride the train and get it over with. Most people will sit there with their headphones in their earphones in their ears, and just like watch a YouTube video while they're riding the train or whatnot. And a lot of them will do that so it's kind of like a message saying, I don't want to talk to anybody, or I don't want anyone to talk to me. So read the room. Read the room. This is, in Japanese we say kuki yomeru. Read the wind. Read the air. Yeah. It's pretty important not to push too much. You guys, whoever is making these videos and thinking that it's okay to just like force these Japanese people to be in their video or do crazy things that embarrasses them, that's just not cool. Stop it. All right. Well, another thing I want to talk about real quick. This is about why I'm late. This video is late because I realize with my family life, it's not easy to be consistent. And this is something I've been wrestling with for a long time. And the whole reason why I'm making these videos and trying to do this consistency thing. And a lot of that has to do with you know, okay, so my wife is a nurse in Japan, and her schedule is really difficult. Sometimes, like 3 to 4 times a month, she'll have to go to work in the morning, and then she'll get off in the afternoon, evening, come home, and then she's got to go back to work again before midnight. And it's just like, during those times, I've got to take care of the kids. I've got to make sure that everything's okay on our end. And that means that, especially like yesterday, on one day a week, I'm working all day. I've got work from morning until evening, and then I've got to take care of the kids and whatnot because my wife has to go to work, and I don't mind, but it just means that I can't do things like videos and whatnot during those times. And I thought I'd be able to get through, get through to do it, but turns out no, it's not. So not as easy as I was thinking, or I didn't think it would be easy. It's just not possible. So there will be times where I'll miss a video or something like that because of that, and I think I just have to accept it. I have to gaman suru. I have to shikata ga nai about it. Gaman suru means to bear it, and shikata ga nai means it can't be helped. These are aspects in Japan that kind of rule the culture. And part of that is because it's an island. Japan's an island, so you can't really push people around too much, because if they push back and you end up having to, or you end up destroying your image so badly that people are just causing you problems all over the time, all over the place, wherever you go, there's nowhere you can go. You'll be infamous in all of Japan, because Japan's it's an island about as big as California. That's it. Just where are you gonna go? It's so everybody has to kind of think about their neighbor in a way. Even it doesn't matter if who you are. You really got to be concerned about your neighbor, because you got to live here. You don't poop in the places where you eat. So don't do that. Even the Yakuza know that. Like, I lived in Kisarazu, which is in Chiba, but it's on the there's a tunnel that goes underneath the ocean from Tokyo to Kisarazu. It's called the Aqua Line, and so it's at the end of the Aqua Line. And the Yakuza would live. They would buy their houses and live in Kisarazu, in that area, and just take the Aqua Line to do business in Tokyo. So even they know you don't want to live in Tokyo if you're doing your business there. You want to live somewhere else and then do your business in Tokyo. So they get that aspect, I guess. So maybe I should talk about some of the Yakuza that I've met. And I gotta say that I haven't ever been pushed around or hurt in any way by any Yakuza. Quite the opposite. I've been pushed around and hurt by what do I want to say, employees or people who work for government, specifically school of government, like the board of education and stuff like that. I've been pushed around by them plenty, but the Yakuza have always been very accommodating, I should say, to me as a foreigner. Now, to some of my friends who owned businesses in Kisarazu, that was a little bit different. They had to pay for that. They had to pay for that respect. You don't get it for free. So all I've got to say is this is really making my creative ability more difficult by all these people. Now it's talked about so much in Japan now. All these influencers, gaijin smashing all over the place, and how disrespectful and how disgusted people are with these foreigners, and it's causing me to get some looks now. I don't know if it's just my subconscious picking it up, but it's like when I go to some places and I've got my phone out, I get looks like, "Oh no, is that a foreigner who's gonna like suddenly make a video about me or put me on a video or something like that?" It's a thing now, and I don't want it to be a thing. Yeah, I gotta be conscious of that. I don't want to be the guy that in this area and they're like, yeah, that's him. Avoid him at all costs. I want to promote I want things to be good here. Stop it. Well, that's what was on my beard. I think I tore that sucker out pretty thick. Thanks. Grin. Keep doing it. Keep trying. And try to be consistent if you can. Good luck. Bye now.